Mom, with your weight, you need to go into lockdown. They're saying obesity is the second most dangerous risk factor. God, I'm worried sick. I can't even sleep.
She was in China, of all places. I begged her to stay in her hotel room.
It's just jet lag. Don't worry about me. I'll feel better soon.
But it wasn't jet lag. I had every reason to worry.
Mom, can you promise me you'll stay inside? Mom? 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 Hey, are you there? Mom?
The doctors told her she had to leave the hospital because she didn't have the right insurance, and she had to go straight into lockdown due to the life-threatening risks caused by her weight. She'd never felt more scared, confused, and alone. If only she'd known what was about to happen next. I still feel sick thinking about the day I nearly lost my mom because of her weight. And although this story is painful and embarrassing to tell, by the grace of God, I feel compelled to tell it. Because what happened next led to a breakthrough discovery that melted away all of our body fat and saved both our lives. And it could very well save yours too. Doctors, scientists, and biologists are now calling it the moon landing of weight loss science. But even more strange than the solution itself, which is unlike anything you've ever seen before, is the incredible way she discovered it. When my mom was kicked out of the hospital and forced into strict lockdown over 7,000 miles from home in Wuhan, China, we were shocked and scared. But strangely, this is exactly what allowed her to discover this effortless, one-step solution. We didn't know it at the time, but fate had set her on the only path that could heal the one true root cause of her unexplainable weight gain, premature aging, and sluggish snail-like metabolism. You see, my mom wasn't locked down in hospital or a hotel. Instead, she was locked down with a very special family. This very special family. And it was their very unique history that was the key to unlocking this 900-year-old secret one-step solution, which would go on to melt away 73 pounds of ugly fat that clung to her body, especially her belly, like saggy, flabby glue, taking her from this to this. All while supercharging her metabolism, restoring her happy, youthful glow, and miraculously healing every factor of premature aging from the inside out. Our friends and family had heard about her overseas lockdown nightmare, so when we got home, they were stunned. They barely recognized Mom in her new healthy, slim, athletic body, and her energy, confidence, and passion for life came back in droves. All thanks to this uniquely effortless and all-natural solution that has finally exposed and healed the true underlying root cause of weight gain, which you're about to see has nothing to do with diet, exercise, or how much sugar or carbs you eat, or even your age or genetics. And shockingly, this is true for every man and woman who spent years or even decades completely puzzled at why they seem to pile on body fat at such an alarming rate, much more than the people around them, and why simple weight loss strategies never seem to work for them, even though they work for others. I'm talking about men and women like me. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I desperately needed this solution myself. After years of failed diets, failed relationships, and failure to feel happy and worthy in my own skin, my mom's ancient solution couldn't have come at a more critical time. This simple one-step solution torched away my love handles, double chin, and belly fat in record time, rapidly melting away 49 pounds to reveal the proud and happy son you see before you today. Now, it's being described as the most exciting development in modern weight loss science, and an overwhelming stack of evidence proving the effectiveness of this 100% natural solution is emerging in peer-reviewed scientific journals, backed by respected institutions, including the New England Journal of Medicine, The Lancet, and Harvard, confirming beyond doubt the solution we've all been searching for really can be this simple. And all the starvation diets, extreme workouts, and dangerous pharmaceuticals were never going to work when this one critical system in our bodies is malfunctioning. Yes, this easy and effortless one-step solution, as simple as flicking on a light switch, is one you can and should start using right away, starting today. In fact, stick with me for the next 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and you'll learn how to immediately begin melting away every unwanted pound, automatically freeing yourself from the crippling life sentence of obesity and health problems that I'll show you is not your fault. and was actually forced upon us by the greedy corporate weight loss industry, big pharma, and even our own government. Yes, it's time you finally set yourself free, just like my mom and I did, and how over 93,782 other everyday women, men, mothers, fathers, grandparents, and even great-grandparents have since. People of all ages who had anywhere from 15, 30, 50, or even 100 plus pounds to lose. Just imagine the feeling of relief that people like 39-year-old single mom Rhonda finally enjoyed using this effortless one-step solution.
I've never had this feeling before. Finally, I can look in the mirror and really be happy with what I see, and that's just something that I never thought I'd be lucky enough to feel. I haven't stepped foot in a gym or even really changed what I've been eating either, so to be able to step onto the scales and see my goal weight staring back at me, it's just incredible. I just never thought it would be possible. My friends, my family, and people at work have all been noticing the new me, and it feels amazing to be on the receiving end of those little compliments for once. I've lost over 40 pounds since I started, and my weight just won't go up. My skin is tight and toned everywhere, and I just feel on top of the world.
Or put yourself in Greg's shoes, who used this one-step solution to completely banish his cravings and automatically melt away every unwanted pound of suffocating fat.
I lost 53 pounds of fat with this, and it's been so easy. Honestly, nothing else I've tried has allowed me to eat burgers, pizza, pasta, ice cream, and melt the fat away at the same time. And there's no crazy exercise routine and no strict diet. My cravings are gone. I'm sleeping better. I fit into clothes I haven't fit into in 10 years. I've been recommending this to everyone. Family, friends, everyone.
We've been so blessed to be able to enjoy the effortless results of this uniquely simple solution, which I'm about to show you has nothing to do with extreme diets, dangerous pills, or even any form of exercise. In fact, this 100% natural solution is so effective and long-lasting, it's striking fear into the boardrooms of the multi-billion-dollar weight loss industry. An industry whose entire business model relies on keeping you on the hamster wheel of fad diets and dangerous exercises for life. I promise to fight to keep this up for as long as I can. But the truth is, we may not be able to afford to beyond today. Because the ugly truth is, they're doing everything they can to take this presentation down. Because they know the simple, one-step solution I'm about to show you can and will destroy their business model overnight. You see, the secret ancient solution has been kept under wraps for centuries. And although it's completely unlike anything you or even the doctor have ever seen before, you'll be surprised to learn that with this small 5-second tweak, your internal fat loss autopilot can be switched back on by something you're already doing every single day. And it's critically important you make this 5-second tweak as soon as humanly possible, because now we know for sure that when your internal fat loss autopilot is malfunctioning, you're on a dangerous course towards uncontrollable weight gain, premature aging, and an increased risk of debilitating medical conditions like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and strokes, no matter how much you exercise, or how much you diet, or how much you pray. So pay close attention, because the information I'm about to share with you could save your life, or the life of someone you love. Yes, today I am offering you the chance to effortlessly and permanently melt away every ounce of stubborn fat from your hips, buns, thighs, belly, arms, and face, not to mention restoring your youthful vitality, so you can permanently forget about worrying what people think about you and say behind your back, seeing your weight constantly go up and down on difficult yo-yo diets, stressing about your heart health, cholesterol, and type 2 diabetes, or feeling embarrassed walking into a store and not being able to find anything that fits. Instead, if you stick with me for the next few minutes, you can start a new chapter in your life and say hello to eating whatever you want without ever gaining an ounce, your husband, wife, kids, and friends being proud to show you off. How about bouncing out of bed every morning with limitless energy? Or walking into any store and everything not only fits, but looks amazing on your newly slim and toned figure. And best of all, even looking in the mirror and finally loving the person staring back at you. Strangely, all of this is now possible for you because my mom got thrown out of that hospital and straight into lockdown in Wuhan, China, directly leading to this mysterious breakthrough discovery. The very same breakthrough I'm going to reveal to you right now. My name is James, and you've already met my mom, Deborah. We have to be 100% honest and upfront with you. We aren't some fancy fitness gurus, Instagram influencers, TV doctors, or some $1,000 an hour celebrity trainers. Nope, we're just everyday people, just like you. And although our experiences are embarrassing to share, maybe you can relate to some of them. When I was a kid, we used to say Mom was cuddly. At least until a very blunt doctor corrected us. He said what cuddly really meant was dangerously overweight and clinically obese. And our problems extended beyond her medical issues. Mom's size caused painful and embarrassing situations for us both. And each one was like a tiny nail being hammered into her fragile heart. I remember we went to a sold-out cinema. The people next to Mom were furious and called in the ushers because she couldn't help spilling over the armrest into their seat. And she went bright red in front of everyone when a waitress asked her when she was due, when she wasn't even pregnant. And now, looking back, I know I broke her heart when I asked her to wait around the corner to pick me up from school because kids at school were bullying me about her size. But the worst pain of all came when we lost my dad. I was 10 years old when he left my mom and me for a younger, prettier, and of course, slimmer woman. My mom tortured herself for putting on so much weight and not being able to keep their marriage together. But the truth was, even though my dad said he was supportive of her weight loss efforts and diets, he actually sabotaged her more than anyone. Little seemingly harmless comments like, "Come on, Deborah, one piece of pie won't hurt." And, "You're not gonna make me eat this whole pizza by myself, are you?" Then he would turn around and start fights with her about her weight. When he left, Mom and I both felt terrible, deep sadness and guilt, and we both blamed ourselves. We turned to food for comfort. It was something we could do together. But as time passed, the belly fat continued to quickly stack on, and the numbers on the scale steadily increased. I was shocked when I realized how bad things had gotten. I can remember cleaning out the garage together. I found an old photo of my dad and some other woman. I tried to hide it, but of course Mom caught me. Then she burst out laughing. The photo was an old one of Dad and her, only she looked so slim and radiant that I didn't even recognize her. She told me how she'd never had to put much thought into staying slim in her younger days. But as life got busier and more stressful with a mortgage, long work hours, pregnancy, and long nights nursing me as a baby, well, the weight just kept creeping on. And for some reason, it now seemed impossible to lose. The changes my mom's body had gone through were devastating to her confidence. She even told me about the time her and my dad went to the doctor to find out how she could lose the weight. When the doctor asked how much she wanted to lose, she said she wanted to get back under 130 pounds. To her horror, both Dad and the doctor burst out laughing. They thought it was a ridiculous goal. She said she never felt so humiliated in her life. I couldn't help but feel a deep, burning sense of guilt. And she started putting on the weight when she was pregnant. And it felt like it was my fault. I knew she didn't blame me, but I couldn't help it. I still carry those feelings of guilt to this day. I was determined to help my mom lose all the unwanted weight. So we agreed to do whatever it took to get us both back in shape. But little did we know, this would mark the beginning of a nearly decade-long nightmare where we would waste thousands of dollars on the treadmill, gym memberships, personal training, and dietitians, as well as extreme fitness programs like P90X, Les Mills, and CrossFit and Insanity. We tried every fad diet under the sun, too. Paleo, keto, vegan, low carb, low fat, intermittent fasting, and we even tried fat loss pills, detox cleanses, and hypnosis. But all of these difficult diets and exercise-based solutions had a number of problems in common. They only ever helped us lose 3 to 5 pounds at the most. They were incredibly restrictive and hard to stick to, and we'd get so excited and hopeful at the beginning, but then feel crushed when we inevitably failed. But most importantly, they never addressed the true root cause of our weight gain. So as soon as we stopped, all the weight came back on, plus a little more. Meaning that as the years rolled by, instead of losing weight and getting healthier like we wanted, we were gaining dangerous fat, losing energy, and watching our general health, well-being, and mood go rapidly downhill. It's terrifying to think about all the life-threatening conditions people with unexplained weight gain face. People in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and above. People like my mom, who should be in the prime of their life, yet instead, their body fat weighs on them constantly, like a dark, heavy omen, forcing them to consider everything they'll miss out on. The birthday parties, anniversaries, and vacations, their own child's wedding, and even the birth of their first grandchild. That's why we feel compelled to share this with you right now. So far, this one-step solution has healed over 93,000 people around the world and counting. And by watching to the end of this short video, you too will be able to use it immediately to melt away every confidence-robbing pound on autopilot, so you can take back control of your body, your health, and your life. Yes, it really is that simple. Now, this is the part where you need to listen very carefully, because the mistake I made that landed my mom in lockdown in China is exactly what somehow led to the weight loss discovery of a lifetime. You see, I was so grateful to my mom for all of her hard work. On top of being a single mom to me, she worked long hours as the lead nurse in a medical sleep clinic, often picking up extra shifts to support us, and to support my grandma, who could no longer look after herself. To show her how grateful I was, for her 57th birthday, I wanted to do something special. I'd been saving up for 2 years to buy her an overseas holiday, and when I gave her this gift, she was over the moon. She chose China as her destination, a magical place with a rich history she'd dreamed of since she was a little girl. At the airport, I hugged her goodbye and wished her luck. Only, I didn't realize just how much luck she would need. We had no idea what was about to unfold around the world, and how it would quickly turn my mom's dream trip into a nightmare. The next day, the doctors explained that my mom was rushed to the hospital after she collapsed, but they couldn't let her stay. Instead, she had to go into strict lockdown due to life-threatening risks caused by her weight. Every single hotel was full, but luckily, a local family volunteered to take her in. Space was tight, with the mom and dad, kids, uncle, auntie, and great-grandma all living under one roof. So my mom was forced to spend the next 40 days and 40 nights locked away in their tiny laundry. During the day, she would read the terrifying news as it unfolded on her phone. And by night, the family could hear her sobbing loudly, crying herself to sleep. She was so afraid and so alone. One night, around a week into her lockdown, she heard a whisper, "Psst." It was the old lady, that great-grandma of the family who they called Mama. "Here, drink 2 spoons of this tonic before bed. It will help you sleep," said the old lady, as she passed a small bag of what seemed to be crushed-up herbs and powder. Mom asked what it was, but the old lady was gone. She knew she desperately needed a good night's sleep. So she found a cup, filled it with water, and then added 2 spoonfuls of the exotic concoction, making sure to mix it in well. It tasted like dirt, mixed with something worse, but she had nothing to lose. She drank the entire glass, and then settled in for what would end up being the deepest, longest, and most desperately needed sleep of her life. And as she dreamed away into the night, she was completely unaware of what was about to happen next. Mom woke up the next morning, feeling safe, secure, and energized, which was remarkable considering she was stuck in a tiny Chinese laundry still over 7,000 miles from the comfort of home. She realized she hadn't slept that well since, well, maybe since ever. What she didn't know at the time was that beneath the surface, she'd done much more than have a good sleep. Deep within, her body had begun healing something called her circadian rhythm, the very thing that had been the single root cause of all of her unwanted fat and health problems. This special tonic had begun undoing decades of damage and started to melt away the unwanted body fat that had threatened her life and held her hostage in her own body for years. Since she enjoyed such an amazing sleep, she decided to continue taking her new evening tonic, despite the terrible taste. Each evening, Mama would stop by with the tonic, and they would talk long into the night. She told Mom all about her life, and how she had followed her mother's footsteps in a long line of traditional Chinese medicine doctors. I guess you could say it was the family business. Mama's ancestors and their village were famous for introducing some of China's most visionary doctors of traditional Chinese medicine, who developed many breakthrough remedies that earned them China's highest medical honors year after year, many of which are still used around the world today. In return, Mom confessed her struggles to Mama, how my dad had left her for another woman, the crushing pressure of being a single mom, and of course, her hopeless struggles with her weight. The two of them developed quite a bond during Mom's lockdown. By the end of her lockdown, she'd taken the tonic a total of 23 nights in a row. And every night, she enjoyed a deep, peaceful, restorative sleep, despite the loud city around her and the uncomfortable military-style cot she slept on. That Saturday morning, she woke up, and the family had blown up some balloons and invited her to come and eat a traditional Chinese breakfast at the table with them. Finally, her strict lockdown had come to an end. Mom was surprised and touched by the gesture, but as she came from her room and went to sit at the table, she noticed they were pulling at their clothes, pointing at her and laughing. She got a pang of the humiliation that she felt in the doctor's office with Dad all those years ago. She asked Mama, "What are they doing? Are they making fun of me?" But Mama told her, "No, they think your clothes look loose. They think you look skinny." She looked down at her clothes. They did seem looser, and she was feeling great. It couldn't be, she thought. Her clothes must have stretched. After breakfast, she went to the bathroom to shower, where she noticed there was a set of scales. Shyly, she stepped on. Wow, she was absolutely shocked by the number staring back at her. 187 pounds. She hadn't been under 200 pounds since the 90s, and last time she was brave enough to check, she was over 230 pounds. It didn't seem to make sense. She'd been trapped in a tiny room eating 4 or 5 big sugary, carb-rich, fatty rice, pork and beef-filled Chinese meals every day. How was this happening? She hadn't been dieting, she hadn't been exercising. In fact, she'd been doing the opposite. She racked her brain for an answer, but the only thing she'd done differently was this little evening ritual with the tonic. It had to be the tonic. She needed to find out what was in this special tonic Mama had given her. Despite the friendship they'd built throughout Mom's lockdown, Mama was hesitant to talk about the tonic at first. After all, she would be divulging a secret that had been passed down and refined by the village doctors for over 900 years. But eventually, she opened up. And what she said first took my mom by surprise. "Deborah, do you know what we call yin and yang?" Mom had heard of it, but had no idea what that black and white symbol had to do with her weight. Mama explained that yin and yang is the ancient Chinese philosophy of duality, balance, how two seemingly opposite forces are connected and work together for the common good, like man and woman, day and night, the sun and the moon, sleep and awake. And like every living thing on the planet, every cell, hormone, and organ inside our bodies has its own 24-hour yin and yang cycle. Then it clicked. At the sleep lab where she worked as lead nurse, they call this 24-hour yin and yang cycle your circadian rhythm. And they'd even recently reviewed a paper from the University of California, which showed that circadian rhythm actually controls your metabolism. So when our circadian rhythm is broken, our metabolism slows to the point of metabolic hibernation, where your metabolism literally goes to sleep. And this is what causes us to rapidly gain stubborn fat that we find impossible to lose. Mom also knew how critically important maintaining a healthy circadian rhythm was to our overall health. Other studies their team had reviewed showed that chronic circadian disruption associated with not just metabolic hibernation, obesity, and type 2 diabetes, but also anxiety, depression, and even premature mortality. So not only does a disrupted circadian rhythm cause poor sleep, slow metabolism, and rapid onset weight gain, but it could have extremely dangerous consequences for your health too. Mom finally understood. Circadian rhythm, sleep, metabolism, they're all intertwined, which is why it's so hard to heal. Once one part of the equation is broken, it becomes a vicious cycle that eventually spirals out of control. Shallow sleep at night causes a slow metabolism during the day, and a slow metabolism causes poor quality sleep at night, leading to chronic poor quality sleep, sickness, and unexplainable unwanted weight gain. Mama's village doctors figured out this problem 900 years ago, during what's known as the Golden Age of China. They saw how the constant stress of war against the invading Mongols, led by Genghis Khan, wreaked havoc on the yin and yang balance in the bodies of the warriors from the village. This ruined their circadian rhythm, thrusting them into metabolic hibernation, meaning they felt tired and slow every day, and their bodies clung onto every calorie, deep freezing it into long storage fat. This was literally life and death for Mama's ancestors. The warriors couldn't afford to be slowed down by even an ounce of extra body fat. They needed a solution, desperately. The village doctors knew the first step to healing their broken circadian rhythms was to restore deep sleep. So they created a special tonic, using the most powerful natural ingredients known to man that could be taken each night by the warriors to restore their yin and yang balance, which the village doctors, including Mama, have spent centuries enhancing the potency of ever since. And that special tonic is what Mom had been drinking every night. A circadian healing solution created using China's most powerful deep sleep and metabolism boosting natural remedies in their purest form, exclusively from the highest quality sources. Mama had given it to Mom primarily to help her sleep, but of course, in turn, it also revived her long dormant metabolism, rapidly melting away countless unwanted pounds effortlessly. Mom begged Mama to tell her the ingredients in the tonic. To her surprise, Mama said she could tell her the ingredients, but the recipe alone was worthless. Only the highest purity ingredients from the village's special sources could combine to create the incredible effect of this tonic. But Mom still wanted to know, so she grabbed a pen and paper. The first ingredient was skullcap root, a traditional Chinese anti-anxiety and sedative herb, which is taken to boost heart health and enhances deep, slow-wave sleep, which is crucial to restore circadian rhythm. Next was magnesium, which has been shown to calm the nervous system and improve the depth of sleep. A recent paper published by Nature actually found magnesium regulates cellular timekeeping, circadian rhythm, and energy balance too. Next on the list were valerian and lemon balm, which when combined has been scientifically proven to reduce sleep disorders, including insomnia, by up to 80%. So far, Mom recognized all of these from her work at the sleep clinic and was very familiar with how they could support deep sleep. But the list of ingredients kept going. Passion flower, goji, chamomile, ashwagandha, and 3 more Chinese names that she'd never heard before. She asked how much of each ingredient should go in, but Mama told her again, it's pointless. The amount of each ingredient is almost meaningless. The quality and purity is everything. The ingredients had to be from the village's special sources. There could be no substitute. Only the exact ingredients from these exact sources have the purity and potency required to heal broken circadian rhythm, therefore restoring yin and yang balance with deep sleep and fast metabolism.
Mom knew it was a long shot, but she asked Mama one last question. Could she please take some of the tonic with her? She couldn't imagine her life without it now. Thankfully, Mama agreed and opened a small cupboard. She took out a pouch and filled it with a generous amount of the mixture. She told Mom to take 2 teaspoons with water every evening, just like she had been, to keep burning fat faster and faster. Before Mom left, Mama told her, Deborah, you are the first person outside our village to ever receive this tonic. I believe in you, and I trust you to do the right thing. Before you go, write down this address.
Thankfully, Mom had sent back a third of the mixture that she was given to me. She wanted me to use it for myself, but after hearing her incredible story over the phone and how she'd already effortlessly lost over 53 pounds just by taking this once per day, I had a better idea. I called one of my college professors, Dr. Mark Brown. Dr. Brown was one of the smartest and most generous people I've ever known. As well as serving as a great mentor to me over the years, I also happen to know Dr. Brown was working as a consultant for one of the USA's most prestigious formulators and manufacturers of medicines and nutritional solutions. I told him some of my mom's story on the phone, and as a scientist, he was pretty skeptical. But he agreed to meet me to have a look and discuss it a little further. After catching up a little and showing him the amazing new photos of Mom, I pulled out the little pouch of tonic and handed it to him. Dr. Brown opened the pouch to inspect the powdered mix.
Whoa, holy mother of... Whew, this stuff smells potent. What's in it?
I handed him the ingredients list. He started reading the list and suddenly sat upright in his chair.
This is very interesting. Very, very interesting. I've been working with a very famous university and research institute who claim they've cracked the code for deep sleep and fat loss through restored circadian rhythm on demand, or powerful yin and yang balance, as Mama would put it. If they're right, it's going to be huge. I'm talking Nobel Prize huge. Where are they sourcing these ingredients from, though?
I told Dr. Brown about Mama's special sources and how they were obsessed with the purity of each ingredient. Quality over quantity.
Yes, that's right. That's exactly what we found, too. The ingredient source and purity isn't just important. It's everything. Common ingredients with low purity, like those found in off-the-shelf multivitamins, pass through the body with little to no effect. But high-quality, high-purity ingredients like these can deliver phenomenal, exponentially greater effects. James, this blend you've brought here today is extremely impressive. We've been using similar ingredients ourselves, and we have some tremendous ingredients of our own. But I always felt like something was missing. Can I please take this sample with me?
I told him, absolutely, as long as he would share his results with me.
James, as far as I'm concerned, this tonic is yours. I'm just privileged to get the opportunity to analyze it. I'll need your help, though. you need to reach out to your mom and find out exactly where each of these ingredients is sourced from, okay?
I told him locating the ingredient sources would be incredibly hard, but that I would try my best. When I got home from the meeting with Dr. Brown, I called Mom and told her all about it. We both immediately made a pact. We had to do whatever it took to identify the exact sources for each ingredient. Within 72 hours, I was on a plane to China. Mom had visited the secret address in rural China, who gave her a few more leads to track down.
I arrived, and we began scouring the Chinese countryside, high and low, to find Mama's unique sources for each ingredient.
Meanwhile, a week passed with no word from Dr. Brown. Then a couple of weeks, then a couple of months. I tried to call him, but he must have been too busy. I thought perhaps he'd forgotten about our little project. But then one day, my phone lit up. It was Dr. Brown.
We've done it, James! It was very difficult, but we reverse engineered the small amount of ingredients you gave us in the pouch and have identified the exact amounts and the purity required to create the most powerful synergistic effects possible. Better yet, we have enhanced the formula further with our in-house proprietary blend from the University Research Institute. The key ingredients we've added in potent amounts are melatonin, a compound critical to healthy circadian rhythm. An MIT meta-analysis confirmed melatonin's effectiveness at getting you to sleep faster and improving the quality of your sleep, therefore improving circadian function. We also included pyridoxine hydrochloride, which you may already know is critical to energy metabolism, which studies have shown can increase fat burning and insulin sensitivity while reducing inflammation. Next is 5-HTP, which not only increases serotonin to improve happiness and sleep, but also increases our feelings of fullness, suppresses our appetites, and can inhibit the intake of carbs to improve blood sugar control. One study by the Department of Clinical Medicine at the University of Rome showed that participants who took 5-HTP consumed 435 fewer calories per day, the equivalent of a McDonald's double cheeseburger every single day. Next is L-tryptophan, an amazing ingredient that is also converted into 5-HTP and then can be converted into more melatonin and serotonin, also improving sleep and mood. We also included an incredible amino acid called GABA, which functions as your brain's calming agent. GABA helps you get to sleep faster and improves quality of sleep by calming the nervous system. And finally, L-theanine, which has been proven to reduce appetite while acting like a turbo booster to GABA to enhance sleep even more. With Mama's Tonic now enhanced with cutting-edge science in these precise ratios, we can now trigger supercharged circadian rhythm on demand, enabling deep, restorative sleep and an automated metabolic tidal wave, guaranteeing every unwanted pound is obliterated within a matter of weeks. We've now turbo boosted the circadian and metabolic effects of Mama's formula. And the best part is, we've still kept it 100% natural, safe, antibiotic and gluten-free, vegan, and non-GMO. But there's one huge issue. We can't replicate the potency of Mama's Tonic with regular ingredient suppliers. We need her exact ingredients with the exact same purity from her exact proven sources. Please tell me you've been able to find them.
Thankfully, by that time, we managed to find every one of the village's unique sources. But I told Dr. Brown there was still one problem. We could only get a very small amount of these high-purity ingredients.
Okay, I understand. We'll have to take what we can get. These ingredients simply cannot be substituted for anything else.
When Mom and I got back to the States, we met with Dr. Brown and the head of the University Research Institute, and they explained exactly how the formula worked. Dr. Brown confirmed that every cell, organ, and function in our body operates on a circadian rhythm, or a yin and yang cycle.
When our circadian rhythm is functioning optimally, we experience deep, restorative sleep at night and a powerful, fast metabolism during the day. Ideally, the waves of our circadian rhythm should look like this. We want deep troughs at night with deep stage 3 sleep, and high peaks during the day, representing fast metabolism. But when our circadian rhythm is broken, the waves get smaller and flatter, meaning we suffer from poor sleep and a slow metabolism, which makes sense. People suffering from a broken circadian rhythm often describe their experience as feeling flat. So even if you think you're getting enough sleep, you probably aren't. The number of hours of sleep you get is meaningless compared to the quality of the sleep. Quality is everything, just like the ingredients in Mama's tonic. This has been your exact problem. At night, instead of transitioning down the wave smoothly between light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep, you're getting stuck in the light, shallow stage of sleep and not getting into the restorative and regenerative phase of deep sleep. And as a result, your body is thrown into metabolic hibernation, slowing your metabolism to a crawl as your body holds on to every single calorie. To make matters worse, when our circadian rhythm is broken, our stress and weight-regulating hormones go haywire. Levels of the hunger hormone, ghrelin, skyrocket, giving us extreme cravings for sugary and fatty foods. And the levels of leptin, or fullness hormone, plummet, meaning we eat much more, way beyond the point where we normally would feel full. Plus, stress hormone, cortisol, becomes hyperactive, causing our bodies to cling on to fat and hold it in storage. As you can see, this all makes it physiologically impossible to lose weight, no matter how much you diet or exercise. Let me ask you, have you ever noticed after a night of bad sleep, it seems like your hunger is tripled? And the only things that can satisfy those irresistible cravings are the sugary and fatty snacks you've been trying to avoid?
We had noticed. We'd stay up late into the night together watching TV and eating junk food, and we'd both always wake up hungry, craving more. Jonathan, the university head of research, chimed in now.
What Dr. Brown is saying is 100% true. In fact, a recent study performed by our colleagues at Stanford proved that when your circadian rhythm is broken, it's like all your internal systems are jet-lagged. The study revealed, and I quote, that our fat cells actually sense whether we're staying on a circadian rhythm. So just like Dr. Brown said, when your circadian rhythm is broken, your body is forced into metabolic hibernation. So you can't lose weight, no matter how hard you try. Now, you might be wondering how you got so unlucky. Why is this happening to you? Let me tell you, you aren't alone. Far from it. The USA's Center for Disease Control itself reports that 1 in 3 American adults don't get enough sleep. And the real number is significantly higher because chronic circadian disruption is unavoidable in the world we live in today. Modern technology, artificial blue light, genetically modified foods, pollution, and Western lifestyle. The constant onslaught of communication, bright blue light, and stimulation from technology, like phones, billboards, TVs, computers, and iPads, completely disrupts our circadian rhythm by tricking our brains into thinking it's daytime, well into the night. And toxins from heavily processed, poorly manufactured, and genetically modified foods, as well as pollutants and microplastics from engine exhausts, factories, dirty water, and power plants, raise our adrenaline, cortisol, and other stress hormones further, completely shattering your circadian rhythm, destroying your deep sleep, and slowing your metabolism to a crawl. It's no surprise that the dramatic surge in obesity over the past 50 years coincides exactly with the industrial, sugar, fast food, and technology revolutions in this country, and shows absolutely no signs of slowing down.
We were right after all. It was just like Mama said. Broken circadian rhythm is the real root cause of all our unwanted, unexplainable, ugly excess body fat.
The poor quality sleep leads to slow metabolism and broken stress, hunger, and fullness hormones, meaning we have extreme cravings for sugary and fatty food and never feel full. So it's literally impossible to resist eating way too much of the foods that make us fat. And then, because our body goes into metabolic hibernation, our metabolism slows almost to a halt, meaning no matter how much we diet and exercise, we can never burn off the fat. Meanwhile, our circadian rhythm can never heal itself when every waking minute we're bombarded with disruptors that will completely break it. And all the crazy diets, exercise programs, and juice cleanses in the world are powerless when every system in your body is actively working against you. Now I completely understood why none of that stuff ever worked.
As you know, we've more than doubled the fat-burning effect of Mama's already incredible ancient tonic. But no offense, the taste of Mama's powder was hard to stomach. Fortunately, we've managed to convert the delivery system into 2 simple capsules to be taken together before bed with a small glass of water, which means taking the tonic is an effortless one-step ritual, meaning you never again have to suffer from a broken circadian rhythm causing poor quality sleep every night, or extreme cravings for sugary and fatty foods, never feeling full when you eat and always wanting more. But worst of all, a turtle's slow metabolism that locks in your unwanted fat. Instead, all you need to do to fully restore your circadian rhythm is to take these 2 simple capsules before bed each night, and you will enjoy deep restorative sleep every night. Wake up every day feeling full of energy and a zest for life. You'll eliminate all unwanted cravings and instead nourish your body with what it truly needs, and no longer have to worry about cholesterol, insulin sensitivity, or blood sugar. Plus, you'll have a supercharged metabolism that revs up every day to melt away every unwanted ounce of fat to keep you lean and healthy no matter what.
Having heard this confirmation from someone as esteemed as Dr. Brown, well, I was absolutely buzzing.
We knew without a doubt that Mama's ancient tonic worked for Mom.
At 57 years old, she'd now effortlessly melted away a total of 73 pounds in a shockingly short amount of time by taking it just once per day. And now we needed a test subject for the new enhanced formula.
The great thing was, because Mama's recipe was all natural,
And the university had done all the legwork for their own natural enhancements, and everything was being produced in the USA's most reputable FDA-registered and good manufacturing practices certified facility, we didn't need to wait for any further approval. So, of course, I immediately put my hand up to be the test candidate. And as soon as the first batch arrived, I got started.
having given up on diet and exercise long ago, I knew that when my belly fat started melting away, it was entirely thanks to these incredible enhanced capsules from Mama and Dr. Brown.
I took my first dose before bed and enjoyed the deepest, longest, most restorative sleep I'd ever had in my life, and I woke up the next morning feeling amazing. Still, I couldn't help but feel a little skeptical. After all, nothing had ever worked for me before. So I stepped onto the scales nervously the next morning. Shockingly, 3 pounds of body fat had vanished from my body already. After 2 days, I was down another 5 pounds, and after 3 days, I'd lost an incredible 8 pounds of stubborn fat. This stuff was something else. Every morning when I woke up, I couldn't wait to check the scale. Instead of being addicted to sugary junk food, I was now addicted to seeing my transformation in the mirror and watching before my very eyes as my weight dropped lower and lower and lower. Before I knew it, 49 pounds of ugly, dangerous, visceral fat had melted away from my belly, hips, arms, and face effortlessly. It was like my metabolism was a fat-burning furnace. All the soft, flabby parts of my body were melting away and were now firm and toned to touch. Those muscles were starting to take shape again. Every night was a deep, peaceful sleep, and I woke up every day absolutely brimming with energy. My skin and hair were glowing. My digestion felt better every meal, no more bloating, and my joints felt smooth. All the stiffness and soreness was gone. But the most amazing part was stepping off the scale, looking in the mirror, and in the place of the ugly and dangerous fat I'd hated staring back at me for years was a new, lean, athletic, and healthy body that I was so proud of. The very thing I hated about myself had now melted away. The fat was completely gone, and it didn't leave a trace. It was a miracle. I met with Dr. Brown for my first checkup. At first glance, he looked a little confused. I don't think he recognized me.
James, this is incredible. Your heart, blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure are all outstanding. Your resting heart rate is that of an athlete. I can see your hormone levels are now perfectly balanced, and your metabolism is more than triple that of the average American. And you're no longer pre-diabetic. No wonder the fat has been melting away. This firmly proves the incredible power an enhanced circadian rhythm has on our metabolism and health. Oh, and James, I hope you don't mind, but my wife has suffered from unexplained weight gain for years. I gave her what we had left of the formula, and thank God I did. She's lost 37 pounds already, and aside from her new nightly ritual, we haven't changed a single thing. She's lean, fit, and happy, just like she used to be. And the sparks are flying between us again. It feels like we just started dating all over.
Of course, I didn't mind at all. I was as thrilled for both Dr. Brown and his wife as I was for my mom and myself. However, Dr. Brown's wife was so happy with the results, she posted all about it to Facebook. And before long, she was forwarding 20 to 30 messages per day to us from people who were asking how she did it. We sent them bottles using the small amounts of ingredients we'd managed to get so far, and their results were incredible too. Within a couple of weeks, we had results from people like Kelly from Green Bay, who lost 35 pounds effortlessly.
I really needed something quick and easy that worked around my busy life. And that's why I am beyond happy I found this. It's so quick and easy, and all I have to do is take a few moments to do it right before bed. I'm looking and feeling better than ever. I finally gotten my body back, and I feel like I'm the super mom that I always wanted to be. Thanks to James and Deborah, I never have to worry about my weight or sleep again.
As well as John, a retired firefighter from Denver.
I've lost 65 pounds thanks to James and Deborah's little magic routine. My doctor had just told me to start using a walker because I was so heavy. Now I'm back to hiking up mountains. All my back pain, joint pain, and aches have all disappeared. I couldn't recommend it highly enough.
In just a few weeks, our candidates averaged 31 pounds of weight loss each. Right up until we completely ran out of ingredients and had to source more. This time, we needed to buy larger amounts. We knew we had to make this available to more people, and we knew we had to do it now. And now, we are so proud to introduce you to CircadiYin. Understand this, there has never been a product like CircadiYin before. And due to high demand, we can make absolutely no guarantees about its availability beyond today. Now's your chance to claim your supply of CircadiYin from our latest limited run and join the 93,000 plus family of men and women who have taken back complete control of their weight, their sleep, and every other aspect of their lives.
You know, CircadiYin is incredible. You have to try it. It's like an ace up my sleeve that I've just always had.
CircadiYin is an absolute game changer.
CircadiYin is my little weight loss secret weapon. I couldn't live without it. You have to give it a try. I mean, you got nothing to lose.
I have lost over 40 pounds since I started using this, and I feel amazing. It's seriously the easiest weight loss program I've ever come across.
CircadiYin is my little secret weapon. If you've been thinking of trying it, just do it.
In all my years, I've never seen anything like CircadiYin. You simply have to try it.
To other women thinking about giving this a try, all I can say is go for it. If I can do it, so can you.
Thanks to James and Deborah, I never have to worry about my weight. Again, with CircadiYin up my sleeve, I feel unstoppable.
It's all thanks to CircadiYin. I just love it. I couldn't recommend it enough. Seriously, you've just got to give it a try.
Now, you and I both know that only the highest quality and purity ingredients can create the complete transformative effects your body needs in order to restore circadian rhythm and melt away every unwanted pound. Please understand, CircadiYin is the only all-natural blend in the world formulated using Mama's specific, hand-selected, ancient ingredient sources. Then, powerfully enhanced with cutting-edge ingredients based on the latest research, allowing CircadiYin to transform your body and life in 3 unique steps. Step 1 is to re-enable deep, restorative sleep at night. Remember, deep sleep directly influences our metabolism, and restoring deep sleep is the first and most critical step to reclaiming a healthy circadian rhythm. If left untreated, chronic poor sleep will send your body into a state of metabolic hibernation,
which is why CircadiYin is designed to harness the full power of Mama's hand-selected, high-purity natural ingredients to soothe and relax your body all the way to the core,
clearing the way for smooth transitions between each critically important stage of sleep to ensure full, high-quality sleep cycles every night. This opens the doorway for step number 2, where CircadiYin supports the realignment and reawakening of our slow metabolism and malfunctioning hormones. We all know that in order to melt away all of our unwanted body fat, we need a fast metabolism and our hormones to be optimized and working with us, not against us. CircadiYin turbocharges our metabolism and optimizes our fullness, hunger, stress, and fat-burning hormones, making weight loss come easily and naturally, which is why a lot of our customers describe using CircadiYin as effortless. Finally, CircadiYin is the only solution designed specifically to fully optimize and restore circadian rhythm from the inside out. This is where every other solution you've ever tried has failed you. We now know that our circadian rhythm controls a range of physiological processes, including our immune system, hormones, and our metabolism. So it's clear that in order to easily melt away unwanted pounds of fat, sleep peacefully, and optimize our hormones, our entire bodies need to be synchronized in circadian rhythm. With deep sleep enabled, fast metabolism burning like a furnace, and circadian rhythm fully restored, the true root cause of unwanted weight gain is finally healed, and your body can rapidly bring itself back to its natural, lean, happy, and healthy state. Now, I'm sure you can understand why CircadiYin is so revolutionary and effective, and why demand for bottles of CircadiYin is so high. To unleash its full transformative power, it's critical CircadiYin is made using only ingredients from Mama's proven sources. This means we can only do a couple of small production runs per year, so you must act fast. Rest assured, this page and video will only be live when CircadiYin is in stock and ready to ship. As soon as the last bottles we have in stock are ordered, this page will be taken down instantly. So, if you're here right now watching this video, then you have the opportunity to get your hands on your very own supply of CircadiYin today. Considering the life-changing results CircadiYin provides, we are pressured to price it accordingly. Dr. Brown and the university had assured us that we could essentially name our price for a single bottle and people would be willing to pay it. After all, who wouldn't pay $1,500 or $3,000 or even $5,000 to experience the most deep, peaceful sleep and an effortless diet and exercise-free complete body transformation, literally undoing years and years of damage and unwanted weight gain? Focus on cash flow now, build up capital, and then you can expand. Hey, from a business point of view, maybe they were right. However, having been raised by a single mom who received no child support, I understand the real value of money. I understand that there are so many people out there, like my mom and me, who wouldn't be able to afford to try CircadiYin if we just greedily named our price, as they put it. And honestly, we don't want to build up capital and then expand. We want to keep the company small, so we can always maintain full control and ensure that the quality of CircadiYin is never compromised. We know how deeply important quality and ingredient sources are. We could never live with ourselves if CircadiYin was watered down and became another useless money grab on the shelves of a GNC store. So we settled on $249 per bottle as the RRP. This covered the sourcing costs, import costs and taxes, and manufacturing costs. It also allows us to provide a 60-day no questions asked money-back guarantee to every single customer. But for you, here right now watching this, I want to offer you a very special deal. We both know you need something to change. You're now at a critical fork in the road, and you have a simple choice to make. Option 1, you do nothing today. Sadly, the cost of inaction is huge. There's the financial cost. Research shows that the mainstream diet and exercise hamster wheel costs the average American over $113,611 over their lifetime. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about time with loved ones, the birthdays, the weddings, and even just being able to feel comfortable in your own skin, all needlessly wasted and lost. Or you choose option 2. You make the wise decision and step through the door we've opened here for you today. You're still here, watching and paying close attention, so I'm willing to bet you're somebody like me, or like my mom, somebody who needs option 2. You're a good person who deserves a second chance. You've seen the unwanted pounds piling up over the years, and you've tried every diet and exercise program in the book to try to get back to a healthy and happy weight, and it just hasn't worked for you. If I'm right, if that is you, then you are exactly who I want to receive CircadiYin first from this new production run. Here's your opportunity. If you can promise me you'll give CircadiYin a solid try and take just 5 seconds out of your day each night to take it until your transformation is complete and you feel your results are locked in, then I'll make starting with CircadiYin an absolute no-brainer by offering a whopping 70% discount, meaning you can save $180 and grab a full month's supply for just $69. But just before you jump on this great deal, you should know, our results so far have proven that CircadiYin has a cumulative effect, meaning its effects build and build as you take it consistently. So if you have more than 10 pounds to lose, then we recommend you take CircadiYin for at least 90 to 180 days to complete your full transformation and lock in your results. So to give you every advantage possible, we've made a 90-day supply even easier. Instead of paying $249 per bottle, you'll save over $570 and secure your 3 bottles for just $59 each. Or even better, choose 6 bottles right now for the rock bottom price of $49 each, and you'll save over $1,200. So scroll down and select the money-saving package that suits you best right now. And don't worry, to give you the ultimate peace of mind, your order is still secured with our 60-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. Meaning if for any reason you are not 100% satisfied by your CircadiYin transformation, I mean any reason at all, then send it back and we'll immediately refund you your order, even if up to 2 of your bottles are open or empty. If you're watching this right now, it means we still have a few bottles left in stock, but they will not last. Our production runs are very limited due to the extremely limited sources we have for our high purity ingredients. So scroll down right now and select your money-saving package before it's too late. Your struggle with poor sleep and unwanted weight gain has to end now. You must heal your broken circadian rhythm, shallow sleep, and slow metabolism. You deserve to set yourself free of the unsightly belly fat that has weighed you down for years, just like it did to me and just like it did to my mom. Right now, say yes to a second chance, a new chapter of freedom, happiness, and adventure. Seize control and take back the best version of yourself. Show up for the people who rely on you. You can be the proud, strong, confident leader and role model that you always wanted to be. Take it from us. We'd given up on ourselves. We'd given up on the idea that we'd ever be in good shape again, fit and healthy, happy with the person and the body who stared back at us in the mirror. But thanks to CircadiYin, now it's never too late, no matter how old, tired, or overweight you are. We're living, breathing proof, and so too are the 93,000 plus people who have since said yes and welcomed the incredible transformative effects of CircadiYin into their lives, restoring their circadian rhythm with high-quality restorative sleep, a fast metabolism, and re-establishing yin and yang balance deep within every cell in their entire bodies. Finally, unleashing their true metabolic potential, melting away every unwanted pound, and giving them back control of their bodies and lives as well. So choose either the 90 or 180-day money-saving package below and join the CircadiYin family today. We look forward to seeing you on the other side. Hey, looks like you're still here. In case you have any questions about CircadiYin, I'll answer the most common questions we get from new customers for you. Because it's important to us that you feel 100% comfortable and confident with your decision to order today. Question number 1. Is CircadiYin right for me? Of course. A lot of people have this same question, so we ask them, do you have unwanted belly fat and body fat that you can't seem to lose? Do you feel as though you don't get deep restorative sleep at night? Do you often wake up tired and feel like napping or taking a rest in the afternoon? If you're answering yes to any of these questions, then you have a broken circadian rhythm, and CircadiYin is absolutely the right choice. Will CircadiYin work for me? Put as simply as possible, yes. Never before has there been a product like CircadiYin in the history of weight loss that targets broken circadian rhythm, shallow sleep, and slow metabolism to shift your unwanted belly fat from the inside out by addressing the root cause first. The incredible and unique effectiveness of CircadiYin is thanks to its specially sourced ingredients, which are held to the highest standard, so you can have complete confidence that you are getting the best, most effective product possible. Is CircadiYin safe? CircadiYin has been used by thousands of happy customers with no reported side effects whatsoever, unlike a lot of strict diets and intense exercise programs, which are uncomfortable, restrictive, and difficult to do. The most important thing to our small company is that the quality of CircadiYin is never compromised. You can feel confident knowing that CircadiYin is only formulated and manufactured in an FDA-approved and GMP-certified state-of-the-art facility here in America that is subject to regular voluntary third-party inspections. CircadiYin is also antibiotic-free, gluten-free, all-natural, non-GMO, sugar-free, vegan and vegetarian-friendly, manufactured in the USA, no binders, lactose-free, and free from all 8 of the top allergens. Why hasn't my doctor told me about this? Honestly, your doctor probably doesn't know about it. Doctors are busy people. They're highly trained, but they can't know everything. Nobody does. They certainly know about the importance of circadian rhythm, deep sleep, and fast metabolism, though. Doctors also tend to lean towards expensive prescription medication that's pushed onto them by big pharma and insurance companies. Today, you can choose an all-natural circadian solution instead, with absolutely no risk. How many bottles should I order? The results of thousands of our happy customers show that it is best to take CircadiYin consistently for 90 to 180 days in order to achieve the very best transformation and most long-lasting results, so you can reach your desired weight and stay there. That's why we strongly recommend you take advantage of the never-to-be-repeated opportunity to get our 3 or 6 bottle packages at an extremely discounted price today, before our inventory from this production run runs out. We cannot guarantee availability after you leave this page, and we don't know when our next production run will be ready. The one thing we can guarantee is that you will never ever find CircadiYin available cheaper than your opportunity today, which is another reason why choosing the 3 or 6 bottle package is definitely the smart choice. How do I take CircadiYin? The most effective way to take CircadiYin is to take 2 capsules at night with a glass of water, within a few hours of your bedtime. This is the best way to heal your broken circadian rhythm, poor quality sleep, and slow metabolism from the inside out. When you do, you'll feel lighter, leaner, and more energized than, well, maybe ever. Will I be billed anything else after I order? Absolutely not. Your order of CircadiYin today is a one-time payment, and there's no subscription attached. This is not an auto-ship program or product. There are no hidden charges, fees, or subscriptions whatsoever. We hate that stuff as much as you do. And remember, your order is completely protected by our 60-day money-back guarantee. What if it doesn't work for me? Even with a product as incredibly effective as CircadiYin, we have to be realistic. No 2 bodies are identical. CircadiYin is proven to be the most effective combination of specially sourced nutrients to heal broken circadian rhythm, poor quality sleep, and slow metabolism. However, a very small number of people may find it doesn't give them every benefit they were looking for. The most important thing to us is that you feel comfortable and confident with your order, and that's why we back every single bottle of CircadiYin with our 60-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. I sincerely hope that I've answered all of your questions now, and that you're feeling confident and ready to select your money-saving package below. We strongly suggest choosing either the 3-bottle 90-day supply, or even better, the 6-bottle 180-day supply of CircadiYin for absolute optimal results. Either way, you're fully protected. So go ahead and click the button below, enter your information of the order page, and we'll look forward to welcoming you to the CircadiYin family soon.